I'm turning it down. It's
we get
down.
A new facility.
I'm trying to share.
We get a new facility, and look what you got to do. All right, just for those of you that don't know, we don't have mics in our hand now. Look, I can slap him in the head.
He thinks.
Then he can backhand me. We don't have anything on the walls yet. As soon as we get the walls taken care of, we'll be better.
But we got to explain why there's nothing on the walls.
There's nothing on the. Go ahead.
No, you go ahead.
Go ahead and explain.
You got the shindig going. Go ahead.
You explain it, man. Well, first of all, the building that we're in that has some seriously old tiles on the walls, so we can't actually put anything on the walls because there are no.
Ooh, it is.
Yeah, there are no other. There's no panels like this. So what we've done is we've taken these sideboards
because we have a new studio.
Because we're at the new studio, and we put the sideboards up so it gives us a nice back set. So with not having time today, we haven't got our shelves and everything else up there, but we were able to throw some stuff together and put it on the table for you. And then we started talking about sports, and we just lost time.
Yeah, we didn't get nothing done.
It was
a good week.
It was about sitting there. It was a good week for you. I don't know about the Valdosta fans. Actually, I think let's go ahead and get right in it. We're going to talk about Valdosta and Lowndes, but before we do, go to YouTube and subscribe to us on YouTube. You can go to our Facebook. It'll take you straight there at www.htp.thearmchairsports. Why everybody laughing at me? I don't know what the heck I'm talking about. Go to thearmchairsports.com. And if you go to there and just hit subscribe, you can or go to our Facebook and I'm not Facebook, go to our YouTube page. That'll take you to the website. Then you go to our YouTube page, and then you can subscribe from there. Also, Twitter, TikTok. We've got a lot of things in the works right now.
If you see Roger's truck driving around, you can tell them about that.
I didn't tell. Yeah, if you see my truck driving around, we got this brilliant idea when we were down in the Keys. Nat actually gave us the idea. Our truck actually has a scan bar. We've got one right there. Reach over there and grab that scan bar. The truck has underneath that. We'll just throw the rest of it on the floor.
Chris can get it.
If you see this is our scan bar, and it is actually you can take and scan that right now from this screen, and it'll take you right to our Facebook. I mean our website, which you can get to anywhere. So just I'll hold that there for another second. But that is on the truck, and there you go. Shut that back over. That's on the truck on 3 different sides of the truck, and people have been scanning that like crazy. It's just been really, really weird to watch. We can actually see in real time. He just threw it all on the ground. We can see in real time when people actually go to the Facebook. So I think that's pretty cool. So yeah, that's cool. We got a lot of things going on. We've got we interviewed some salespeople and some people that may come in and guest host. Some I was against it to begin with, but FSU, we have a student there that is really, really knowledgeable on sports and some other things. And, he may be coming aboard. And then we have 2 young ladies from the South Georgia area that we would look forward to maybe talk to. We're ready to get this thing rolling, man. Ready to quit bleeding money. But with that said, we still have 2 sponsors. So we're thankful for those 2 sponsors. We do appreciate them wherever they are, hiding behind the wall somewhere. What else? Well, somebody's phone's over there doing something. I think that's Chris's again. Chris is behind. One day we're going to show Chris in the contraption that he's in back there, but it won't be today. So, with that being said, we got our Facebook, our Twitter, our TikTok. Look at things coming from TikTok. We're fixing to have a TikTok expert going to be coming aboard. And also, we've got our social media guy, Don Williams. He does all our social media. If you see him around, he does a bunch of stuff. He's a good marketing. He does stuff for all kind of realtors and things like that. But he's our marketing guy. He's going to be coming on. He's going to be doing all our social media. So hit him up. Anybody you want to give a shout out to this week, except for the Lowndes County Vikings? You can do it.
I ain't saying nothing. I didn't even say nothing. We're going to talk about other ones first.
Okay.
We're going to go over some other
So let's go over some other sports, other schools in the area, and then we'll kind of hit up with that.
All right. You want to start off with?
Wait, I forgot one. I don't know how I forget this. This is the bread and butter. Our TV show is back at regular time this week because the Riders Cup's over.
Okay.
So we're actually going to be back at 9 o'clock in the morning on Channel 40 in the Tallahassee. So Tallahatchie, I almost said Tallahatchie. You know the song? So we're going to be there, and look us up on Saturday morning. If you just scroll through, you can see the menu. It'll say Armchair Sports. Stop and give us a holler. All right, now let's
holler at us here too.
Yeah, you can holler at us right now. Just don't do it too loud.
Let's just start in Region 1, 7A. Start off with Camden. Played Coffee last week, and I know you're a little heartbroken.
No, not really, because I told you. I don't see Region 1. I really don't see Region 1. I think as they get further along, we'll talk about this in a little bit. We'll circle back.
You can't say you ain't a little heartbroken, though.
I'm not. I don't have any ties to Camden County. I do. I follow Camden County. I like the coaches at Camden County. I know most of them. They went to school with my kids, or I've been around them since they were knee high to a grasshopper. So I do like Camden County, but I'm not heartbroken. This is their second loss. So I like the way they're. I mean, they only won 2 games last year, 3 games maybe.
I don't know.
So I'm not real heartbroken over it, and I just think just gonna take a minute. Everybody thought he was gonna come and do miracles. You got to give the man time to get things built up over there. But they lost. But it was a close game.
Yeah, it was 7-10. They lost versus Coffee. Colquitt, boy, they pulled one out.
Yeah, they did.
Northside Warner Robins, they only beat. The score is 52-7. Tiff County played Worth County. It was 24-14. Dropping down to 6A, you had Lee County rode up to Warner Robins, and that was 23-56.
Let's go back to the Colquitt County game a minute.
Okay.
All right. A couple of weeks ago, I think I was saying that it's going to take them time to get in a groove because they had 7 or 14 head coaches that are all on one team now.
Mm-hmm.
I think what you're seeing now is they're all starting to gel. They're starting to mesh together. So I think, honestly, I really think that they're going to be one of the teams in 7A that actually are going to come out of this smelling a little better than most. Of course, all of them are going to be in the playoffs, and you can really never say never with any of them because all their coaches. But Colquitt County right now, as we get into region play the next couple of weeks, I am going to be keeping my eye on Coffee County. I'll just put it to you that way. Go ahead.
Okay. As I said, Lee County lost to Northside or Warner Robins, 23-56. Northside Warner Robins 7. Colquitt was 52. Well, we went over that score already. Dropping down to 5A. We already went over Coffee and Camden. Ware County loses to Benedictine, which is over along the coast.
Yep.
42-49.
They're actually a military school.
Benedictine.
It's only a boys' school. That's
okay.
Great.
I was thinking, but dropping down to 4A. Bainbridge was off last week, and Thomas Central beat Callaway 24-8. Dropping down to 2A, Berrien County lost 7-17 to Tattnall County.
That's another team you need to watch. I'm telling you, the playoffs, Berrien County. Although they lost to Tattnall County, I really think Berrien County, this is their year. They're not. I don't think they're good enough to win state, but I think that they're going to go 2 or 3 deep into the playoffs.
Cook County 34-6 over Brantley. Fitzgerald loses to Pierce County 17-0. Thomasville was off, and we went over the Tift one already. Brooks County loses to Irwin County 13-21.
That is a shocker.
Yeah.
But then Brooks County, they've lost a couple more than they should have this year too. So I just don't know. I think the turmoil that they had, whether their coach was going to leave or come or stay or whatever, and that hit Brooks County because with this Valdosta, he was mixed in this Valdosta deal. And he finally said, "Okay, I'm staying." And I think it was a little too late, and he lost.
I don't think it was as close as some people wanted it to be with him leaving.
I don't think so either, but I think there were still some decisions that some kids or families had to make for that. So,
Atkinson County loses to Turner County 28-30. Clinch County 34, Charlton 35. Irwin. Well, we went over to Irwin. And Turner County wins at Atkinson County 30-28. And locally, Valwood 44 and North Florida Christian 50. That's last week's scores.
Last week, that would be last Friday and Friday night.
Now, what you want to go over before we move on to next week's?
I'm ready to talk about what happened this week. I think we've got a couple videos or some pictures from the game. We were both at the Lowndes County game this week. We were both on the field. I'm going to say, like I said, when your gentleman, your Mr. Wildcat was sitting, not Wildcat, Mr. Viking was sitting here for the radio last week, and we were talking to him. It was a closer game than you guys expected. And you jumped out ahead, but I think what was it, 5?
It was a low-scoring game.
5 or 7 turnovers that Valdosta had.
Yeah.
You take away some of those that were direct, the 3 of them were direct scores. So, except for, I'm going to tell you, the beast of the beast. Yeah, everybody keeps talking about your quarterback. What's his name?
Ja'Curry Brown.
All right. And Ja'Curry was on our show. No disrespect to Ja'Curry. He's already gone to Miami. He's already going to the U. He's going to the U. But your running back,
Chase Belcher. Which one,
Belcher,
Chase or Smoke?
The big one.
That's Chase.
Chase is let me tell you something. That's the first time I went to their game this year. That kid right there, he reminded me of Henry. He is what, 6'2", 6'3". I think it's 6'2" is what he was.
I don't know the size of him.
And he looks to be about 210 maybe.
He's D1 size.
Wow, let me tell you, this kid can run. I was in awe when I was standing there and he come towards us at the end zone there. I was just like, dude, this kid is really, I'm telling you right now, if this kid is not a Division I, maybe a Division I and a smaller Division I till he gets his feet under him. But this kid has the potential to be one of the best running backs. In my opinion, one of the best running backs in the NCAA from what I saw on the field. But then again, I said Valdosta was going to be one of the best teams in Southeast Georgia too.
Well, this is a game that you can't decide on anything. And we discussed that last week. I mean, one team could be 6-0 and the other could be 0-6, and it still can be a tight game.
It came when you looked at it at Valdosta. I'm going to tell you that first quarter, it was knuckle scraping. It was football. It was football in South Georgia.
Yeah.
Because Valdosta, and I don't care what anybody says, Valdosta got to Ja'Curry the first quarter. And that's what was keeping them pushed down. And I think what happened as the game went on, and all the points were scored in the first half. Mm-hmm. So as the game went on, though, I think you could see Valdosta wearing down. And I think both teams made the adjustments at halftime. Remember, I said they did before. I say both teams this time actually made the adjustments that needed to be made. And when they made those adjustments, you could see it. And then all of a sudden, they made the adjustments like they knew they were in each other's locker room. And they just went head-to-head. There was no scores, but there was a couple more turnovers. But the 3 turnovers, one was a direct run by your running back. But the other 2, if I'm not mistaken, they were interception that got him down there, and then there was a fumble that got him down there.
Yeah.
So the defense, your defense actually outplayed your offense as far as I can say. But I think Valdosta's defense also played. I've got to take my hat off to them.
They played lights out.
I mean, it was
yes. They did give up 21 points. I think the whole thing for Lowndes was simply the fact, again, we did not have to let Jakari put the whole team offense on his shoulders. That was very key. He didn't have a great night statistically, I don't think, but he didn't have to, and that relaxes everything else, because you go into the game saying, and every team does it, go into the game saying, we got to stop Jakari. We got to stop Jakari. We got to stop Jakari. Thing is, you forgot there's 2 running backs over there and some different receivers.
That's exactly what happened.
He's growing. We can tell because he's distributing the ball more. But I think the whole key for Lowndes is simply we did not have to have Jakari didn't have to have the whole team on his back.
Right, and once you could tell that first drive, or that first when your boy ran it in. That first drive there set the tone for the rest of it, because they were keying Jakari the first two plays. Jakari was just like right up on. He got nailed twice in the backfield, and that's what opened it up all the way around.
I'll let you read that.
Let's say Lowndes' offensive line couldn't block. Well, to start it out, I completely agree. But if Valdosta hadn't turned the ball over, and that's what I was saying, 5 to 7 times, you can.
The thing is, you have to capitalize on that.
We sat right here, the 3 of us, when the Viking announcer was here. We sat right here, and that was the key. We said that was key to the game. They had 5 to 7 turnovers and only had 21 points scored on them. To me, that's a win if you look at what Valdosta was doing.
It is on that part.
On that aspect of it. But then you turn around on Lowndes, what happened was Lowndes then turned around and was able to actually dig in there and say, here we go.
But that's exactly what you're saying.
Too.
I mean, Valdosta had the turnovers, but the key is you got to capitalize on them, and Lowndes did. And I'll tell you one thing I liked also was it seems earlier in the year, the last couple of games, we started off slow. Mm-hmm. It was like we was waiting for the other team's offense and defense to dictate to us so we could see what they were going to do. This game, it seemed like we tried to come out and set the.
Well, and that's what I'm saying. I think what happened was your coaches actually. Now I've dogged your coaches in the past, so let me go ahead and give them a pat on the back, because I think your coaches, they actually came out and outcoached Valdosta and Shelton. Mm-hmm. I really think, because I think Shelton and them got shell shocked at the very beginning when the running back ran up the middle of the field. And then because they were keying on Jakari, they had Jakari, and I think that your coaches knew that. And when they keyed, and they kept sacking it, all of a sudden, boom, they handed it. The hole was. I could have run through it as bad as I am. I could have rolled through it.
Yeah, and I was in the end zone then whenever he scored, and right. I mean, I don't know if Chris has found it on there, but yeah, it was just a pretty run.
It really was. We're going to get to some of those in just a minute. So let us take a break, and we're going to show some pictures right after this. So what are we doing? Are we on commercial?
Need a website for your business? Let Shadowfox Design help. We will design and build your website so you have more time for your business. We will help with all your online needs so you have more time for your customers. Learn more and get started now by going to www.shadowfox.design. Research less and relax more with eTravel Anytime. Let us help you decide which Sandals destination is best for your romantic getaway, or help you choose the family resort that is best for your vacation. We can also help you decide which cruise is best for you and your family. Tell us your preferences and we can narrow down your choices. Contact us today so we can help you plan your next vacation. Call 229-300-3691.
All right, we're back. So let me just say that e-travel that you just saw there, they just booked me a trip to Scotland. And we're going in March. But let me tell you, it's not about all cruising and things like that, but you can get different. So we're going to go over to like the Harry Potter stuff, and then we're going in Scotland, and then we're also going to, what is that other place, Loch Ness. We're actually going to stay the night in a castle, and my wife said she wanted a big tub, so they started searching around for the big tub inside the castle. They said, well, those are more moderate rooms, up-to-date rooms. She said, nope, I want to sleep in the ones that they used to sleep in back in the day. I don't want it updated. I don't want modern. Leave the tub out of it. No heat, no air. I was like, oh, my gosh, here we go.
So she's got a room and you got your
I'm going up to the modern rooms. Look at this guy. I don't do all that. So get with them. I'm gonna tell you what, they do a fabulous job. Call and talk with Paul. He's a good guy, man. He comes down and talks to us a lot. So we were talking about Austin Lowndes, and I think we're going to bring up some of those pictures here, so you can see it. And we'll let's just kind of talk right over top of them and kind of describe what you're actually seeing. But the thing is, what we want you to, I don't know how to explain it. Unless you were there, you can't get the feel of it.
Yeah. I mean, it's just one of them things you got to be there. We had some guests that had never just moved here, never been to a game here.
Weren't they with something with the wharf or something?
Yeah, they're with Wharf Casual Seafood. Yeah. And I asked her after the game because I texted her and she was leaving because they had kids and they were tired. And she said the kids have decided that Mom and Daddy now have to go buy season tickets. So the bad thing about it is her first game, and it's this big carnival atmosphere.
Yeah.
And now when she goes to the next game, it's not going to be no carnival atmosphere.
Well, I'm going to tell you, though, when I walked out there, now, for those of you that aren't around here, you think about this college. And that's basically when you drive by the interstate, you see this big old field. And most of us that went to these smaller high schools, then you see all this little fields and stuff, but when you drive by, you think, oh, that's a big college, and then it says Lowndes County High School. But then my first game here, I've never been to Lowndes except for when I was on the Camden visitor side, so I didn't experience it. But when I walked up and y'all were out there cooking, and I had some friends of mine that I knew back in the day, chicken. And so. They came up and they started. The atmosphere was just totally different for this game than I.
And that's the way I would love to say that's the way it is every game. Unfortunately, over the last couple of years with COVID and everything, it's not like that every game.
Yeah.
It used to be, but with kids graduating and stuff, and especially with the COVID, it's not back a lot.
Yeah, you have the turnover in parents too.
But yeah, we have a good time. Especially when we cook. I can't say that's a great time when you're cooking, but it's a good time.
Well,
it's just a stressful time for the cooks anyway.
What I liked was the people were coming up, and they were, how do you want to say this? They weren't giving you money because of who you are, but they were giving you donations to help with the food and everything else, which I thought was really cool. Because they came up and had a plate or two, and they were like, "Oh, dude, this is really good," and we have never seen this before, and that atmosphere was what I liked. Is they were giving back to you, which
it's fun when you get other people, especially the first timers that haven't ever came, like I mentioned earlier, and they'll be back. In fact, she's wanting to do some cooking, which I wholeheartedly will let her, because it does get stressful when you put the chicken on it.
Let me just tell you guys, I see why he doesn't come. He didn't want to tell me this, but I see why he doesn't come to the South Florida or the North Florida football games, because he's tied into here, and he never told me that. And I didn't realize how tied into that you were, because you got this, one day we'll show pictures. You got this big old smoker, cooker, grill type thing that you pull behind the car. Yeah. And it's made out of all kind of different. I try to buy it from you.
It's aluminum, and Yeah, it's aluminum.
So with that being said, you know, I did this.
And
what I did
stainless
just
steel.
after that, I think it was this weekend, right before the game started. I had a little time to myself.
Yeah.
I learned how to weld. First time I've ever welded anything.
You welded that?
I welded. No, I got a bunch of compliments.
You got a bead on it?
Yeah.
Okay.
I did have my circle beads and everything. It looked pretty good until I got to the end and my eyes were like this. I couldn't see anything else, and I got bubbles. And the guy's like, "You need to stop."
Now you can build your own grill.
That's it for sure. So we're gonna get back to the Lounge Valdosta. So we're gonna show some pictures now. Yeah. Okay, let's do them up. Let's see what we got here. That right there is Jacuri. He's the one who is actually from for the U, going to the U, and that's, if I'm not mistaken, they are coming. This is one of the first plays there. That was from your camera, I believe. So that's you're on the Valdosta sideline.
Yeah.
And this is right after this. I think they sacked Jacuri here.
In my maroon lounge shirt.
Yeah, exactly. Standing beside all of them. So I think this is where he got sacked, and then the next play he turns it over. Go ahead. Not turns it over, but these are the captains when they came out for Valdosta.
And you know, go back a second. See the big football between the ref and the first player?
That's all the way back.
I seen it for the first time in the fourth quarter. I didn't. We were standing by it, and I didn't even.
Yeah,
see
we were standing. We stood by that thing almost for about 3 or 4 minutes of the game.
Yeah,
right there at the end of the half.
Go ahead.
I don't know what that is.
Yeah, it's a big mess.
Yeah, I see that. Are those all you got?
No, there's a bunch of them.
Oh, okay.
Trying to find
right there. Go back one right there on your right. 220, number 20, right there. Check that one out. All right, right here. This is it. Valdosta was actually moving the ball pretty good for you guys against you guys.
Yeah,
they were actually getting down. I think they got down to like the 25 or 30 a couple times. But they were moving the ball, but they just kept fumbling. They kept turning it over.
Yeah, turnovers killed them.
Yeah.
You know, according to which side you talk to, is what happens. One of them says that, well, the defense has something to do with that. Do you have any videos on there, Chris?
Yeah. Let's see.
One of the first videos on mine was the touchdown run. So it would be me in the end zone facing toward them, if you can.
So the thing is, what we're doing here is we're just kind of giving you our kind of angle at what we saw and the things that we saw, because we were right there with them, and it was actually a different experience for me, and I know it was for you. You've played on that field, well, maybe that particular field, but you've been at that field too.
Yeah. So it's different down there taking pictures than playing in it or just down there, because you get. Well, with me more so, some of the pictures are probably blurry because I'm getting into it.
Yeah.
I'm trying to take a video of Jacuri or somebody running, and I get into it, and the camera shakes. And I probably didn't even get the place.
You forgot that you were actually a cameraman.
Mm-hmm.
So you got to take your hats off to some of these cameramen, because they're do a great job. But so let's get back to the actual football bones about it. If he decides to find it, then he can run it over top of that. That's fine. So my thing is, I really think that Valdosta, although they did lose by 21 points and what everybody says, the 5 to 7 turnovers, I think Valdosta had a pretty good game against Lowndes. Look, those kids are doing a great job for not actually being able, especially the seniors, being able to do anything. I'm going to tell you right now that Valdosta needs to find a quarterback. I think Valdosta's biggest problem is they don't have a quarterback. I
was told actually today that there has been some movement on that.
Yeah.
Some 1 or 2 players have moved over to that position.
So let me ask you
what
this.
I've been told. Now, I don't know, but that's what I've been told.
Let me ask you this, and I said this the other day to somebody, and I got some feedback on it. But when Jacuri leaves, and 2 of your defensive backs leave, and this running back that was a beast against Valdosta leaves, I understand all you do is reload, but I saw the guy that they're calling second string quarterback, who actually was a wide receiver, throw the ball the other night, and I think that's the ones they said is going to be the quarterback, and he threw it about 5 yards too short, or he was off or something. I think Varas is in a real world of hurt, and not Varas and Lowndes is in a world of hurt because they're going to be losing two guys in the backfield that are definitely Division I if they keep their acts together, and your secondary in the defense. You're losing a couple linemen too that are actually seniors. Your center is a senior. So my question is, are you guys going to be able to reload from what you have, what you're going to be losing? Because you're going to lose a lot, dude.
We lost 16 or 18 last year.
But you didn't lose a number. Look at Jakari. He has kept this team together this year, dude.
We lost a lot last year.
But you're not.
I mean, we've had. I think it was, and someone out there may be able to remind us, but it was like 4 D1 right off the bat. There's not 4 on our team this year.
Oh,
we're going to have some people back. Team, I'm not worried about us next year.
What I'm worried about is I'm worried about your quarterback play, because nobody's going to. You've got nobody that's going to get any playing time right now. With no playing time, you're looking at, oh my God, somebody's going to be scared to come in there and start out with.
And as far as running back, I mean, we got Smoke coming back, and there's others too.
Yeah.
So we'll be okay.
I'm skeptical about it. We ain't even out of this year yet, and we're talking about next year.
That's all I'm worried about this year. Next game.
Well, that's it. And that's what.
And you got to take one at a time, because you never know what happens.
As a homer, you have to. I don't have to. I can look to the future and the next game and tomorrow and everybody else. Because I mean, honestly, I care about Lowndes, but I'm not as invested as you are with Lowndes, so I can look at that next game. The coaches and everybody have to get their kids and their fans to look at that next game.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm looking at those 3 games that you got coming up with Camden, with Cockwood, and with
well, I can promise you, they're not looking. The coaches ain't looking at.
No, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. You guys, you're right. You can't look at that. But when you say I can't, well, I can, and the reason I can is because you got 3 teams up there. But
that's what I'm saying. You're looking at next year, but there's so much that can happen.
I'm not talking about next year. I'm talking about this year. I can look at Camden's game. I can look at Cockwood's game.
No, but I'm talking about you're saying we're going to be hurting next year.
Yeah, it was just a statement that I brought up.
I'm not worried about it, because there's so much that can happen between now and then.
Okay, so you're going back to that, and okay, I'll give you that. So let's move to this year. You're saying I'm worried. I want to look at this game now, and the thing is, looking at this game, even though I understand that the 9th graders are undefeated. But they're playing other 9th graders, and they beat Lowndes. The 9th graders, I mean Camden, they beat Camden, and so did your JV team beat Camden.
Mm-hmm.
So I see what they're saying there, but over the summer, men become boys as boys become men. So the question that I have is, that's great. Don't look, and your coaches are doing exactly what they need to do. They're telling you, and they're telling the fan base and the players, don't look past this game. As a reporter and as a commentator, I'm looking past that game. And the reason I'm looking past that game, because of comparability. Right now, the people to beat, as far as I'm concerned, is Cockwood County in your region. So Cockwood
they've earned that.
Right. So Cockwood County, Camden, they're not proving anything to me. I think Jeff's rebuilding everything. He's got to get everything back the way he wanted.
It's going to take
a while. They moved mountains just to get Jeff Herron at Camden County to bring all his coaches back. Tipp County's doing this on his own, because he came from Michigan. He came down. Yeah, he came down from Michigan, and he doesn't have all these head coaches at his disposability, or at his whatever you call it. Lowndes has a couple head coaches on him, and so does Cockwood County. 7 to be exact. Cockwood, or was it 7?
It was 7.
Yeah, 7. So they should be starting to peak just right. Lowndes should be starting to peak just right. It's going to be interesting, dude.
It is, and that's the whole thing. I say I can't look. I've learned not to look ahead.
Right, exactly.
Because when you do, that's when something happens.
Well, it was. I mean, some of our commenters are saying, it was a great game by both teams, and it really
let me just say now, Tree Cracker, you was always invited. You could have come got a plate. There was plenty of it.
Look, I just walked up there, and people I hadn't seen in 20 years started walking up, and they don't. Once you hear this voice, you never forget this voice.
Yeah.
The body was a little bit different. I was way skinnier, but we all were back in the day. So I just want to give all them folks a shout out. I also, I was intrigued by the Camden game because Coffee County is not even in 7A, and Camden lost to them.
Yeah. They're in 5A.
Right. So they're two divisions down.
The thing that got me about that caught me off guard was they've only won one game until the other night.
Yeah. Well, not only that, but Coffee County's coach, one of their assistant coaches, left and went to Camden County and took their best safety to Camden County. But we had somebody on our show that won the ball game the other night. Camp of Coffee and Camden. We had the Coffee County kicker on our team, on our show back when we were over at Mama June's.
Yes,
because he was at Fitzgerald.
Yeah, he set the record, I think. Yeah, I think she told me the other night he set the record and kicked a 55, 56-yard field goal.
So see, and I think he committed to Army, but he may change because there's several other things.
If you can kick them like that, you're going to get the attention.
And he doesn't ink a deal, but he verbally committed. But nowadays, especially what we're going to talk about on our show on Saturday is the portal. Is wide open now. It's like
free agency.
It's like
portal.
the NBA draft over here. Go and see who you can get off the portal. But all right. So, anything else? Anybody else have anything that they'd like to talk about, or just I'd like to thank everybody for watching.
Is that it?
And I got 3. Yeah, we're kind of getting close to it because we've got to do our other show.
I thought we wanted to go over this week's schedule.
Oh, let's do that. I'm game. We got a couple minutes.
Lounge plays Alcovey. That's a home game.
Okay.
Again, you can't.
I'm gonna take Lowndes because Lowndes coming off a tough win. I'm gonna take Lowndes, but I'm gonna take Lowndes.
And this could be this is what we call sleeper games.
Oh, you're talking about the hangover.
It's a sleeper game hangover. Everybody got different names.
Yeah.
This could be closer to
I don't think
what most people think it should be.
I don't think so. I think Lowndes is going to take this one. It's going to be one of them 50 to 28 or whatever.
The next one, and I'm going to go down. Tifton is at Valdosta, I believe.
That's going to be a good ball game, bro. That is going to be a slobber knocker. But I think Tifton is going to come out of that one unscathed, and here's why. Because I think what's happening with Valdosta is with this loss to Lowndes, I think their motivation. What do they have to get up for right now? There's nothing at the end of the season. They lost to Lowndes, so I think
pride.
Yeah. I understand that, but there's a thing called losing pride, and when you lose it, everything starts sinking. And I think this is where you're going to see Valdosta is going to kind of just mediocre out the rest of the year, and I think I say Tifton beats them by 20 points.
Okay, Colquitt's going to be off, but the thing about that is Colquitt will play Alcovey the following week.
So you'll get a measurement.
So we'll get a measurement of how we stack up to an extent.
Because the problem with that is they're going to come and watch Lowndes play against them, and they're going to get two. They're going to get 2 scouting for one.
There's scouts at every game.
But I know that. But we were at the game. We were at the jamboree, and the Colquitt County coach was there watching everybody. So they had started a long time ago.
Camden plays Warner Robbins.
Camden's going to get
blowed out. I do believe.
I don't think they're going to get blowed out, but I think Camden's going to get beat by about 10 points.
I'm going to say more than that.
You think?
Yeah. Warner Robbins is strong.
Yeah, but you also got to look at.
Look what they did to Lee County, and Lee County's top the rank.
Here's the thing, though. Jeff Harris was up in that area, So he's familiar with these coaches that are up there. So he's familiar with what they're going to do. He hasn't lost touch with people down here, but I'm telling you, he's more familiar with the Northern Oconee, and then Grayson. He won state championships with
That's
both
up
of them.
in Atlanta, though.
Yeah, I know, but Warner Robins is what just south of
Warner
Macon.
Robins ain't as far, yeah, but it ain't as far as you think.
No, but you got. I mean, look, when you start talking up in that area, all those, I
say it's about 20.
Oconee's not up in Atlanta.
Yes, Chris.
So
Colquitt wins the region this year. Lowndes and Tift finished 2-3. I'll go with you on
Atlanta
that.
area
I'll go with you on that, Tree Cracker. Atlanta wins the area title again, of course. Yeah, I mean, you got super teams up there.
Well, not only that, but what they're doing right now is they're showing that we're scatterbrained down here right now because they're beating us already. And what happens, you get in there and you're going to have one playing a 4 and the one playing a 3, and two playing a 3, and so on and so forth. So you're going to have the weaker teams being in, and we're going to come in and rank 1 and 1. We're going to play a weaker team, and we're going to get burnt. Lowndes, Camden.
I don't want to count them out yet because everybody they do this a lot, and usually it's according to who you play, but lots of times a 2 or 3 from Region 1 will advance.
Here's the problem. In football, it's just you get somebody that does the numbers. In football, you have to peak at the right time. Maybe Colquitt's peaking a little too early, and come playoff time, they're not going to have it because they peaked too early. Lowndes, I don't think's peaked yet.
No,
Camden, they haven't come out of the gutter yet. Tift County, I think Tift is right in the middle too. I went by there while they were practicing the other day, and they're just kind of right in there.
That was good.
It's the peak that
Camden and Tift is going to be a good game to me.
Yeah, I think Camden. Actually, I think all the way around. I think Tift, with everybody coming in and nobody really knowing this new coach and his coaching philosophy, I'm telling you, he's hiding stuff for the region. Okay. Somebody's told him to hide it, so he's hiding stuff for region play. So I think you're going to look at Tift is going to be has less than 6 starters from Lee County. Lee County had less than 6 starters from Lee County. The rest are in Daugherty County.
From Daugherty County transplants.
Well, yeah,
and that's been going on for a few years.
Well, yeah, it's been going on, but I think what he's trying to say is they've brought people over.
Yeah,
So
it's like the Atlanta schools.
I mean, more,
one of the Atlanta schools, and we won't say their names, but we know for a fact they've had 11.
Grayson.
They've had no, not Grayson.
Well,
they've had 11 players transfer over.
Why? Who? What's the school?
I'm not going to say everybody knows.
I don't, and I'm somebody.
But I'm telling you now that the rule is so funny because this one team has had 11 players.
You talking about the ones that left here and went up north and played up there? What's his boy? He got to play in the Miami game this past week.
Well, no, that's last year. I'm talking about since then. Since last season, this one school has had at least 11.
Well, yeah, you know me. I call it out like it is. If we can't call it out, don't say it because now you're saying that one school.
Move on. Lee County is off this week.
Here, hold on. I ain't done.
Well, come on. We ain't got all night.
No, but we have an hour, so I can talk when I want to. So I think we call them out. I think next time when we go off air, I tell you what, let's take a commercial right now.
You can just pick a school up there. Any of the major schools.
I tell you what, let's go to commercial right now. You talk to me and let me call them out. We'll be right back after this.
Research less and relax more with eTravel Anytime. Let us help you decide which sandals destination is best for your romantic getaway, or help you choose the family resort that is best for your vacation. We can also help you decide which cruise is best for you and your family. Tell us your preferences and we can narrow down your choices. Contact us today so we can help you plan your next vacation. Call 229-300-3691. Need a website for your business? Let Shadowfox Design help. We will design and build your website so you have more time for your business. We will help with all your online needs, so you have more time for your customers. Learn more and get started now by going to www.shadowfox.design.
All right, so what? And I understand where Jimmy's coming from because he's a homer down here. He doesn't want to call out folks, but I say straight up, when you have 11 kids transfer off of from other schools into your school, like Collins Hill, one of our watchers also said that Probes, he actually perfected that when he was at Cochran County.
He did that also over in Alabama.
Well, but see, what happened was that's when everybody around here, whether they were doing it or not, that's when it started coming to the forefront, and that's when people's, if he can do it out blatant, then why can't I? With that note, Probes is in the hospital or just got out or something with COVID.
No, he's still in. Last I heard.
Is he?
Yeah.
So it's hitting pretty bad. So the God watches over us. So if it's, Collins Hill, they've been doing it for years. Their time's coming because it's all going to get out there. But I don't mind if you guys want to send us emails. Go subscribe to us on YouTube and send us a message there. Send us a message right here. I'll call people out. I'm not worried about it. I'll ask the hard questions. That's why Probes hasn't come on to us yet. Well, he's in the hospital. So,
but anyway, we'll move on to the rest of this week's games.
Right,
we only got a few minutes.
There we go.
Lee County is off this week, and I'm just going to go through the local per se.
All right.
5A, Coffee County has Warren County this week.
Coffee by 10.
Ware County is off. 4A, we have Bainbridge at Cairo. And Thomas County Central at Monroe.
Thomas County Central at Monroe. I'm going to take Thomas County Central on that one. I've seen them play.
When did you see that? You sure you ain't getting it mixed with Thomasville?
No.
Okay.
Very first game I went to down in Florida
that was
Thomas County Central.
Okay.
The next game I went to was Thomasville.
Okay. Berrien County is playing Fitzgerald.
Woo! But Fitzgerald, 100%. This is going to be a test for Berrien County. Here's why. Berrien County wants to be the man. They have to beat the man in Fitzgerald. So here's their test.
Cook County plays Worth County. That's 3-2 teams.
That's going to be a good ball game.
Of course, I went over Fitzgerald. Thomasville is playing Early County. I'm going to go with Thomasville.
I'm going to take Thomasville myself.
Worth County, I did that over Cook. Brooks County is playing Atkinson County, and that's
going to be a toss-up. What team shows up for Brooks County this week?
Yeah.
This week, it's like changing your underwear here. You going to put on clean ones, or you going to play an old?
I'm going to go with Brooks County.
I'm going to take it because they're this local, so I'm going to go with Brooks. He's taking Cook. So
Clinch County is off, so we're going to go with Irwin, who is playing Lanier County. I'm going with Irwin, even though my wife teaches at Lanier, so we're probably going to catch heck.
No, I'm not going to catch heck because I'm going to go with Lanier. I'm going to go with Lanier. You saw what was the game like when you went to Lanier and Tip? Did you go to that game?
I didn't go.
Oh, I thought you went to that game.
I was going to.
Yeah, it's. I think honestly, I think Irwin's going to. No,
You going with Lanier? I'm going with Irwin.
Well,
sorry, Lanier County. Prove me wrong. Please prove me wrong.
His wife's going to prove me wrong.
So that is our local high school.
So what we do when we get down here, we actually go to our other show, and we're going to have it. It'll actually air on Saturday morning. It's our college and our professional show, and it actually will air on TV 40 at Tallahassee. It's an NBC station for those of you that don't know it. So we are affiliated with NBC, and go watch it. Go to our Facebook. Well, you're here on our Facebook if you're watching. Go to our YouTube page. Go to our website. Find one of those scantrons and scan it in and go to our website. Go TikTok. We're gonna start doing some TikTok stuff, so y'all will be looking for it.
We are.
He'll be watching.
Nobody's told me this.
Yeah. Well, see, that's just it. We've got our new building here, and he don't come by, so we don't tell him anything until right at the end here. He learns it on the show like most of you guys do. If he showed up and did half his job, but he's got another one, and we give him say that out loud. He's got another job. So, you got anything else?
Nope, I'm good.
You got anything, Chris? Nope. IT guy says we're done, guys. So we're gonna circle back and look for us this weekend.
Have a good week.